Adding a few video clips to a still image slideshow is an attractive idea, but video brings with it a whole new set of problems. By far the main issue when using video is a vastly increased file size, and it's that which can cause us problems, especially if we're not aware of them. Firstly, let me show you the file size difference between a typical still image slideshow containing just 20 images and then exactly the same show where a couple of videos have been added. The slideshow you can see highlighted was made with still images, created at HD size and saved as JPEGs in the normal way. The entire show as a freestanding executable file for PC in this case, but a Mac would be around about the same size. As you can see there, it's just under 13.5 megabyte. Now look at the one highlighted above, because when we create exactly the same show and add just two 15-second video clips, the file size climbs to over 55 megabyte. And there are two things to remember here. Firstly, my slideshow is a small 20-image demo, so it could be considerably larger than that. And the two videos I introduced were sized and optimized to fit perfectly. In other words, I've not wasted any space or size in that slideshow, and yet it still reaches 55 megabyte. It happens all of the time that authors add a 30-second video clip to a slideshow, but only 10 seconds is visible in the show. The result, of course, is you've added 75 megabyte of video where you only really needed 25 megabyte. But what we cannot allow to happen, because it looks awful, is when we have 10 seconds of video and we give it 15 seconds in our slideshow. There isn't enough video to run for 15 seconds, and of course the result is that our video stops or freezes abruptly before it's left the screen, and in those cases, to be honest, it's worse than useless. But I've seen that quite a bit. In addition to those problems, video, when we add it to a still image slideshow, can increase the file size to a level where transporting the slideshow, particularly over the internet, can be quite difficult. Larger file sizes can also impact on the computer that's playing back the file. Your recently purchased PC may play your creation fine, including the videos, but when someone views it on perhaps an 8-year-old laptop, the power demanded can just be a little bit too great and everything grinds to a stop. So we have good reasons to use video wisely and correctly. Now here I've got two videos showing in my slide list. It's the kookaburra and the possum. I'm just going to hit the delete key and remove these for a moment, and that leaves me with my original 20 image slideshow. If I was putting together a slideshow and I wanted to include a couple of videos, I'm probably going to have a good idea where I need them. I may even want them, or one of them, right at the start. Sometimes it's nice to start with a video and maybe even end with a video. But wherever we want them, what we could do is put a holding image in place. For example, supposing I wanted it somewhere up here. I could go to my Objects and Animation screen and I could just type something over the top of that image to remind me that that image was just holding a place ready for the video. Or I suppose I could just hit Alt-S and create a blank and do something similar there. We could put a bit of text on there and just write the word video, and I'm sure that would be all we need to remind us that that is just holding a place. So when we go into the timeline later on and we carefully time our slideshow so we get it just as we want it and we've viewed it a few times, now we know the gap we need to fill with video. And if we select that and go to the slides, That's what we need in video, and it's posted on the bottom right corner of the holding image. Here we're going to need 13.5 seconds of video to fill that space. Any less than that and the video is going to come to a crashing stop. Any more than that and we're adding size where it's not necessary. So once we know what the problems are when we start to add video into a slideshow, it's not so difficult to sidestep them, and that's going to be the purpose of the videos in this particular set. Introduce video, and we're interested in quality but not overloading our slideshow.